Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to start a new lesson, lesson 8, the D and F block elements. And this is the part 1 of the D and F block elements. So, the D block consists of elements lying between S and P block. That is between group 2 and group 13. So, in between group 2 and group 13, there is a group called D block elements. So starting from the fourth period onward, the D block element is starting from the fourth block or fourth period onward. In these elements, the outermost shell contain 1 or 2 electron in their s orbital, but the last electron enter the last but 1d shell, that is n-1d, the n-1d. So the elements of this block have general characteristic properties intermediate between the elements of S block and the elements of the P block, because it is an intermediate between the S and the P block. So its the elements which are present in the D block element, D block, they possess properties which is intermediate between the S block and the P block. The D block elements are also known as the transition element. The D block element are also known as the transition. They are also known as the transition elements, and the meaning of the transition is the change. The study of transition metal is important because the precious metals such as the silver, gold and platinum, they are considered as a precious metal, and industrially important metal like iron, zinc, palladium, because they are also treated as a catalyst like copper, titanium, nickel, chromium, etc. These all are the transition elements, or they are found in the D block elements, and the elements in which the last electron enters the F orbital. Now here I am talking about the F orbital. So the elements in which the last electron enters the F orbital, the last electron enter the F orbital of atom are called F block elements. In these elements, the last electron is added to the third of the outermost energy shell, and that is known as the n-2f. This one is the energy shell. This is the third energy shell. Therefore, these elements are also known as the inner. They are also called the inner transition elements. These are also known as the inner transition elements. These consist of two rows of elements placed at the bottom of the periodic table. The F block element is at the bottom of the periodic table, and these two series are generated by the filling of characteristic electron in the first one is the 4f orbital, and the second one in the 5f orbital. First one in the 4f orbitals and the second one in the 5f orbital. The 4 that is the 4f orbital. When the filling of the 4f orbitals take place, that is known as the lanthanoid. This series is called the lanthanoid, and when there will be a filling of 5f orbital, that is known as the actinoids. So in this chapter we have studied the D block element and the F block element. So D block element are also known as the transition element. F block elements are also called the inner transition elements. The name transition metal and the inner transition metal are often used for the D block and for the F block. This is the transition and this one is the inner transition element. Now let us discuss the chemistry. Now let us discuss the chemistry of D block elements. Chemistry of D block elements, that is the transition elements. So the transition elements are those elements which have incompletely filled means partially filled D subshell in their ground state or in any of their oxidation state. Now this definition covers the coinage metal, and coinage metal are the copper. Coinage metal means the metal which is used to make the coins, that is the copper, silver, gold, as a transition metal, because in their commonly occurring oxidation state they have partially filled D subshell. Now the first characteristic is the electronic, that is called the electronic configuration. First topic is the first characteristic is the electronic configuration of the transition element. So in the transition elements, the d orbital are successfully filled. In transition element, the d orbitals are successfully filled. So the general electronic configuration for the D block element or the transition element is n-1 D 1 to 10 and n is 1 to 2. Now here D 1 to 10 means in the D orbital the number of the electron varies from the 1 to 10, and ns 1 to 2 means in the s orbital the number of electron varies from 1 to 2. Now here that is the n-1. So n-1 stand for the inner shell. This n-1 stand for the inner shell. n-1 stand for the inner shell, and the d orbital may have 1 to 10 electron in the d orbital, and the s orbital of the outermost shell, that is n of the outermost shell, means here the n represent the outermost shell, may have 1 to 2 electron. It may have 1 to 2 electron. Now under this category, the first heading is transition series, that is the transition series. This is the first heading. So the transition elements consist of 4 rows of 10 elements. It consists of 4 rows of 10 elements. The transition series consists of the 4 rows of 10 elements. These rows are called first, second, third and the fourth transition series, which involve the filling of the name was given on the basis of the filling of the 3D, 4D, 5D and 6D orbitals respectively. So the first one is the first transition series. First transition series. Now it start from scandium to zinc. First transition series start from scandium to zinc. The atomic number of the scandium is 21 and the atomic number of the zinc is 30. Now here we have already discussed that The name of the transition series was given on the basis of the filling of 3d, 4d, 5d and the 6d orbital. So here in the first transition series, the filling of, that is the filling of 3d orbitals takes place. Now the second point is, that is the second transition series. Second transition series. Now it starts from yttrium. It starts from yttrium. The atomic number of the yttrium is 39 to cadmium. This is cadmium. And the atomic number of the cadmium is 48. And here the filling of 4d orbitals takes place. In the second transition series, the filling of 4d orbitals takes place. Now the next one is the third transition series. Next one is the third transition series. Now the third transition series starts from lanthanum. Its atomic number is 57 to hafnium. That is hafnium. And the atomic number of the hafnium is 72. And here in this case, there will be a gradual filling of 5d orbitals takes place. Now the last one is fourth, that is the fourth transition series. Fourth transition series, it starts from actinium. It starts from actinium with the atomic number 89 to rutherfordium. Whose atomic number is 104 to copernicium. That is CO, copernicium. And the atomic number of the copernicium is 112. And here the filling of 6d orbitals, gradual filling of 6d orbitals takes place. Now let us discuss about the first, second, third, fourth transition series. So in the first transition series, which start from the scandium to zinc, and here the gradual filling of the 3d orbital takes place. The other member of the first transition, the first member is the scandium, the next is the titanium, then vanadium, chromium, magnesium, and that is the magnesium, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and the zinc is the last member of this family. So in scandium, the 3d orbital start filling. In scandium, the 3d orbital start filling up, and its electronic configuration is 4s2 3d1. 4s2 3d1. So as we move from scandium onward, the 3d orbitals get filled up more and more till the last element, zinc, in which the 3d orbital is completely filled. Because the atomic number is increases from scandium to, next one is the titanium, then to vanadium, then to chromium, then to manganese. So in the scandium, in the 3d orbital, it has only one electron, but as the atomic number increases, the number of electron in the 3d orbital is also increases. Now in the first transition series, there are two exceptional cases. The first one is of the chromium and the second one is of the copper. So in the configuration of the chromium and the copper, they are the anomalous, because in the chromium the 3d orbital has the 5 electron and in the copper the 3d orbital has the 10 electron, and we know that the half filled, and this one is the half filled because the maximum number of electron in the d orbital should be 10. So this one is the chromium is the half filled and the copper is the full filled. So we know that the half filled and the completely filled electronic configuration, that is half filled means 3d5 and full filled means 3d10, have extra stability associated with them. So moreover, the energy difference between the 3d and the 4s orbital is not large enough to prevent the electron entering the 3d orbital. Now let us discuss about the second transition series. It starts from the yttrium. The atomic number of the yttrium is the 39 and it ends with the cadmium. The atomic number of the cadmium is the 48. Now the other members of this family, the first one is the yttrium. Then after yttrium, it is the cadmium, zirconium, niobium, molybdenum, that is ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, silver and the cadmium. Now this series involves the filling of the, I have already written here, that is the 4d orbital. Now in this series the gradual filling of the 4d orbital takes place. Now come to the next series, that is the third transition series. It starts from the lanthanum with the atomic number 57 and ends with the hafnium, that is the 72. The number is the 72. The other members are the, that is the mercury also come in this group, tungsten, osmium, iridium, platinum, gold, mercury. They all are the member of this group. So in between the lanthanum and the hafnium there are 14 elements in between the lanthanum. This one is the lanthanum and this one is the hafnium. In between the lanthanum and the hafnium there are 14 elements, and these elements are known as the lanthanoids. Now there is a property of the length. We have a specific property for the lanthanoid, that they involve the filling of the 5f orbital. They involve the filling of the 5f orbital and do not belongs to this series, and the lanthanoids do not belongs to this series. The element of this series involve the gradual filling of the 5d orbital, but when we are talking about the lanthanoids. So lanthanoids involves the filling of the 4f orbital and they do not belongs to this series. And the third transition in the second and the third transition series, there are many anomalous configuration in comparison to those of the first transition series, and these are attributed to the factor like the nuclear electron and the electron forces. That's why they have the anomalous configuration. And in the lanthanoid we also observe the lanthanoid contraction. So because of these they have the anomalous configuration. Now come to the last one series, that is known as the fourth transition series. So it involves the filling of the 6d subshell, and it starts from the actinium. It starts from the actinium, which has a configuration. The electronic configuration for the actinium is at the last. We are talking about the last two configuration, that is the 6d1 and 7s2. 6d1 and 7s2. So it include elements with atomic number 104 onwards. 104 onwards. Now the next topic is general characteristic. General characteristic. General characteristics of transition element. General characteristic of the transition elements. So the transition element possesses various characteristics. Now let us discuss one by one. So the first is except mercury, which is a liquid at room temperature, other transition elements have a typical metallic luster, that is a metallic luster or the metallic structure. So only there is an exception of the mercury, because the mercury exists in the liquid form at the room temperature, while rest of the transition element have a typical metallic structure. This is the first characteristic. The second is they have high melting point as well as they have the high boiling point. The second characteristic is this is the high, that is high melting point as well as the high boiling point, and have higher heat of vaporization than the in comparison to the other element, mean the non-transition element. This is the second characteristic. Now the third characteristic is the transition elements have a very high density. Their density is high in comparison to the other metals of the group. We know that other than the D block element, the metals which metals are exist in the that is the group 1 and the group 2, means group 1 and group 1 and group 2 constitute the S block elements. So their density is higher in comparison to the other transition in comparison to the other metals, that is the S block, that we are talking about the S block. Now the next is the most of the transition element form colored compound. Most of the transition element form colored compound, and that is because of the oxidation state and the filling of the half filled or the full filled d orbital. This is the basic reason. Now the next is they have good tendency to form complexes. Mostly the transition elements form the complexes when they combine with the other element. Now the next is they exhibit several oxidation state. The transition element exhibit several oxidation state because in the d orbital, if we are talking about the d orbital, so they have the electronic configuration of n-1 d 1 to 10. It means they have the d orbital consists of the electron between 1 to 10. So because of that reason they have the several oxidation state. Now the next is that their compounds are generally paramagnetic in nature. Paramagnetic in nature means they behaves like a magnet. They have the magnetic property. And the next one is they form alloys with other metal. When the transition metals combine with the other metal, so they form the alloy. Now the next property is they form interstitial compound with elements such as hydrogen, boron, carbon and nitrogen. And the reason for that is that because of the small size of the hydrogen, boron and carbon and the nitrogen, so they easily trapped inside the transition element and they form the interstitial compound. Now the next and the very important property is all the transition element, they have a metallic property. They are a very they are a very good conductor of heat and electricity. Their electrical conductivity is very good. Mostly they are the metals, so they have the metallic luster because they possess coinage metal. We have prepared the coins from the transition metal, and they are very ductile. Their malleability is very high, and if we are talking about the electrical conductivity, so they have the high thermal and electrical conductivity. And one of the very important use of the transition element is that they are used as a catalyst. We are talking about the manganese, nickel, cobalt, chromium, vanadium, platinum. They all are and their compound also at that is the electron as individually or in the form of a compound. They act as a very good catalyst. So they are a very good catalyst also. So these are the general characteristic of the transition element.